Good afternoon. This devotional is being recorded for Friday, February 18th, 2022. One of the saddest incidents in all of the Old Testament is recorded in 2 Samuel chapter 12, verses 14 to 23, and I'm going to be reading from the New Living Translation, second edition. This passage involves the death of a child. Nathan is continuing his very stern rebuke of David because of his sin with Bathsheba and the killing of her husband Uriah the Hittite. And as Nathan continues this stern rebuke, he says, "However, because by this deed you have given occasion for the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born to you shall surely die." So Nathan went to his house. Then the Lord struck the child that Uriah's widow bore to David, so that he was very sick. David therefore inquired of God for the child, and David fasted and went and lay all night on the ground. The elders of his household stood beside him in order to raise him up from the ground, but he was unwilling and would not eat food with them. Then it happened on the seventh day that the child died. And the servants of David were afraid to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, "Behold, while the child was still alive, we spoke to him, and he did not listen to our voice. How then can we tell him the child is dead, since he might do himself harm?" But when David saw that his servants were whispering together, David perceived that the child was dead. So David said to his servants, "Is the child dead?" And they said, "He is dead." So David arose from the ground, washed, anointed himself, and changed his clothes. And he came into the house of the Lord and worshiped. Then he came to his own house, and when he requested, they set food before him, and he ate. Then his servants said to him, "What is this thing you have done? When the child was alive, you fasted and wept. But when the child died, you arose and ate food." He said, "While the child was still alive, I fasted and wept. For I said, 'Who knows? The Lord may be gracious to me, that the child may live.' But now he has died. Why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I will go to him, but he will not return to me." David was aware that sometimes prayer and fasting will literally move heaven and earth and change the mind of God and hold off judgment. But not always. And not in this case. For 7 days, David fasted and prayed and cried out to God for the life of his child. But God's judgment was stern and severe. And death was the end of that prayer. Death is final. Oh, how many times we've joined with families in funeral services and memorial services. Sometimes with regrets, sometimes with relief, and sometimes, and almost always, that terrible pain of the loss of a loved one. But I want you to notice the most beautiful phrase that David entered. He said, "Can I bring him back again? I will go to him, but he will not return to me." David understood that there's a finality in death, but also understood of the promise, the blessed hope of life after death. David says, the baby's not going to come back, but I will go to him. As believers in Jesus Christ, we share the blessed hope that there is a beautiful heaven prepared for us, and that we will be reunited and see again those we have loved who have gone on before. And most of us have 2 or 3 people we can't wait to see again. And we're excited about that reunion that we're going to enjoy. And David explained to his servants, he said, the baby's not coming back, but I'm going to go to him. And so after the baby died, David got up, cleaned himself up, and worshiped God. Oh, he had failed miserably. But he recognized the hand of God, redemptively bringing him to judgment and restoration. And he worshiped God all over again. May God continue to watch over us and help us and restore us every time we fail. And may we always rejoice in the blessed hope of seeing our loved ones once again. God bless you.